All right, it's MMG, and since I started out playing Tekken, before anything else, as far as like a YouTube channel, it would be criminal to make a SmackDown game tier list, but not a Tekken tier list. At least a detailed one. So I decided, oh yeah, we're going there. We are going to make a Tekken tier list. I'm going to be explaining why every game is placed where it's placed. Because the placements are going to be based on, in hindsight, once we've gotten past the honeymoon phase, how good can I say this game is? How great is the game? So I think there's not going to be really any hot takes in this list. At least not for the most part. So, let's just get started. Tekken 1. I think it's only fair to place it in D. Oh, by the way, no game gets an F. I don't think none of these games are bad enough to where it's just a failure. So, D is as low as it gets. Because I think no Tekken game is really like an F. Tekken 1 is not a bad game in itself. It just didn't age well. Like looking back at it in hindsight, there are some good things about Tekken 1. I don't think the game is terrible. It just didn't age very well. Like the stages are nice for its time. Tekken 1 and Tekken 2 have different stages, so that makes me intrigued to see what Tekken 1 has to offer. I know I've made this game look great as far as gameplay, playing with two controllers, choreographing. So I've done some pretty damn good work for Tekken 1, but the game didn't age well, so it has to get a D. But like I said, I don't think the game is terrible. I wouldn't suggest playing Tekken 1 today in 2026, but I will say that for its time, it's pretty decent. Tekken 2. Now, this game does not get talked about enough. Tekken 2 might be the most forgotten game in the series. And it's a shame because Tekken 2 was a damn good game. Let's be honest, Tekken 2 was lit, bro. Tekken 2 was lit. I'm gonna have to put Tekken in A tier. I'm gonna have to give it an A. This game just had the music, it had the vibe. Naturally fun. Oh, my best choreography is in Tekken 2. In my opinion, I think my best work was in Tekken 2. Them matches was just good, bro. And of course, if you're a Gen Z, if you're in your 20s, you probably didn't play no game this old. You probably didn't, you probably started out playing Tekken 5. So you probably would not understand why I think Tekken 2 is as good as it is. But yeah, Tekken 2, in hindsight, oh yeah. I almost want to give Tekken 2 an S, but because of the games that are going to get an S, I can't place it that high. I think it's a little bit too aged, not having, not being 3D. So yeah, I can't give it an S. I can't put it at GOAT status. However, Tekken 3, yes. You ain't even gotta talk about it, bro. We already know. Tekken 3, anybody could agree that Tekken 3 is the best, or is one of the best, if not the best. Now, in my opinion, in hindsight, Tekken 3 is the best. Game modes, check. Music, check. The best character models in any Tekken game, hands down. There is no better game than Tekken 3. In hindsight, Tekken 3 is going to be the most remembered game out of the series that you've ever played. So yeah, Tekken 3 is the GOAT. Second tag. Tekken Tag 1. It was about to be. Oh boy, man. Playing this game in arcades growing up. Oh, I wanted this game so bad, but that was because of the arcade version. It felt like a better Tekken 3, and then the game comes out on PS2, and despite the cutting edge graphics on the PS2, that was exactly the issue that I had with it. It didn't feel like Tekken Tag. It didn't feel like the Tekken Tag that I played in arcades. Now, am I going to be biased because of that? No. So, in hindsight, how great do I think Tekken Tag 1 was? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a C. A strong C maybe, but it's a C. Now here's why I'm giving Tekken Tag 1 a C. Lazy character endings. Some of the character models look kind of washed, even though they look good. Good graphics, but like I said, having lazy character endings can really hurt a game. I mean, that's part of the reason why Tekken 1 is in D tier. But even Tekken 1 wasn't as lazy as Tekken Tag 1. Like, Tekken Tag 1 just felt lazy. Do I like the game overall? Oh, hell yeah. The music is not as good as it was in Tekken 3 or the arcade version of Tekken Tag in most cases. Yeah, Tekken Tag 1. I don't think Tekken Tag 1 sold that well either. So I don't think it's just me. It sold roughly over 1 million copies, but for a second game, that's not, at least from a, for a second game coming from that generation, from that Tekken 3 gen, those are not good sales. So yeah, the game felt, some of the character models looked kind of washed, even though they looked good. It felt kind of lazy. Yeah, man, I can't give it more than a C. Not a bad game, but not great either. Tekken 4, however. Tekken 4, the black sheep of the Tekken family. I don't feel that way about Tekken 4. Tekken 4, I guess Tekken 4 was not good competitive wise. Okay, I'll give it that. But playing the game at home or with friends, was Tekken 4 a bad game? No. Tekken 4 was innovative, great music. The matches just felt so real putting them together. I gotta give this game a B. I can't give it an A. I'm sorry, it's not that good. I don't think it was as good as like Tekken 2 in hindsight, because great character models for the most part. Even though they expanded on storylines, and acting, storytelling, good job with that. But In hindsight, do you really care about that? Do you really care about long, drawn out storylines in the grand scheme of things? Not really. I love the stages though. I think the biggest thing that hurt Tekken 4 was its roster being too small. That was one thing I never liked about Tekken 4. The roster is too small. Now, it's a good roster. Don't get me wrong. Tekken 4 has a very decent roster. It has everybody that you would want in the game for the most part. But with a roster of only like 20 characters, like I can deal with the gameplay being a little bit different, being a little bit more realistic. Okay, I can tolerate that. But that lineup, man, that roster is a little bit too small, bruh. So yeah, I'll give it a B. Decent game, pretty decent game. I don't think it's like the worst fucking game like a lot of people might think it is. I don't think it's that bad. Okay, I think it's definitely better than Tekken Tag 1. Looking back, yeah, Tekken 4 has some good character endings too. Let's not even talk about that. Like, yeah. Tekken 4 did a lot of things that were good. A lot of things are good, but some things just didn't age well. Tekken 5. Now, you already know Tekken 5 is going to be up there. Tekken 5 is going to be up there. In the eyes of many, Tekken 5 is the GOAT. Now, I'm putting Tekken 5 in S tier because Tekken 5 is that damn good. But I'm not putting it above Tekken 3. Tekken 3 just does everything right. Even Tekken 5 does not do everything right, but it does almost everything right. One issue I have with Tekken 5, and this might be like the only real issue I have with it because the game is so good, is that Tekken 5 was the beginning of going down this weeaboo path. It's starting to get a little bit cheesy. Whereas Tekken 4 and before Tekken 4, the games were a little bit darker. Tekken 5 was the beginning of becoming a little bit lighthearted. It wasn't lighthearted yet, but it was kind of getting there. The characters started goofing around like Paul and Law. They became complete goofballs. I never liked that. And I think the character models in Tekken 5 didn't age too well either. I think the game is awesome, but them character models, some of them, the graphics to some degree kind of look better in Tekken 4 to some degree. I don't mean from a general sense, but Tekken 5 had this Dragon Ball Z thing going for it, which I like. But I felt like even the moves in Tekken were kind of polished better after Tekken 5. Tekken 5 was a little bit broken, I should say. But Tekken 5 was pretty broken in a good way, though. It's not like it's, what Tekken 8 was. It ain't that kind of broken. But it was starting to get there. So Tekken 5, oh yeah, S tier. I can't put it above Tekken 3 though. Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. I hate this fucking game, bro. I just can't fuck with it. It feels more like Tekken 6 than Tekken 5. It didn't really do anything innovative. Like it gave us remixes of outfits and stages, which is nice. But that's really all it did. This game just feels boring. I don't know. It's just something stale about Tekken 5 DR, man. Like, it doesn't feel anywhere near as good as Tekken 5, even though it's basically Tekken 5. Even with the new characters that it added, it didn't. Even with adding Armor King to, even with adding Dragunov and Lily, it wasn't enough to make me really care for the game. I don't think I should put it, say it's worse than Tekken 1, but it kind of is. At least Tekken 1 gave some innovation. This game just, like, when you think about playing a Tekken game, do you think about playing Tekken 5 DR? Really, if you were stuck on an island somewhere, and how should I put this? If you had to choose any one Tekken game to play, but have nothing else to play, would you choose Tekken 5 DR? Like, the game doesn't really give you nothing. I don't know, man. This is just my opinion. I gotta Tekken 5 DR just because I gotta put it at, all the way at the bottom, because the game, it just didn't do anything for me. It just didn't. I like how they added some new moves, but it's like, it doesn't intrigue me. Like, looking back, it's a game that I care least about, so I had to put it all the way in the back. It ain't, I can't give it an F tier. It ain't nothing that bad. I mean, but it just doesn't add anything to the series. The gameplay was smooth. I'll give it that. The movement is better than it's ever been. It's very balanced, but it was balanced to a fault. Like, I feel like Tekken 5 had that brokenness, that ruggedness to it that made it fun. And Tekken 5 DR just doesn't give you anything. It just doesn't give you any of that. It just feels more like Tekken 6 and Tekken 5, but even Tekken 6 was a better game to me overall. Speaking of Tekken 6, I didn't really enjoy Tekken 6 that much. Like, it was alright. Not bad by any means, but the game was just stale. I gotta give it a C. Now, a C is not bad. It's not a bad game by any means necessary, but it's. Let's talk about the good things about Tekken 6. Why it deserves a C, at least a C. The gameplay, I love it. Tekken 6 has this smooth slickness to it. Not like Tekken 5 to where the movement is just OP. But it feels sleek. Like, it feels good to do the moves in Tekken 6. It just feels right. They made the moves look better. I didn't care for the scenario campaign. I thought it was boring and too hard. But it was worth trying out. It was worth at least giving it a chance. So Tekken 6 doesn't really do much as far as game modes outside of scenario campaign. Yeah, man, I think Tekken 6 was one of the more boring games. But it didn't suck. I don't think it was that bad. I think Tekken 6 is alright. I almost going to put it above Tekken Tag 1. Because I don't think Tekken Tag 1 aged that well. No. I think Tekken Tag 1 is still better than Tekken 6, in my opinion. Tekken Tag 2. This might be controversial. Because I know some of y'all like Tekken Tag 2 nowadays, but in hindsight, looking back, even if I pick back up this game now, I always went into like Tekken Tag 2 and I just could never get into it, man. I think I gotta put Tekken Tag 2 in D tier, man. This is better than Tekken 5DR though. I really just don't give a damn about Tekken 5DR, bro. There's no reason to play it. Like, matter of fact, Tekken Tag 2 is going to be on the verge of C tier. Because you can have fun with Tekken Tag 2. I just don't like the gameplay very much. I don't know, man. Like it's too all over the place, broken. Too combo heavy. It's too lighthearted. Like Tekken 5 was kind of veering in that direction a little bit, but the Tekken 5 didn't do it to a fault. And plus, Tekken 5 added cool things like interludes that Tekken 6 should have done. That would have made Tekken 6 a better game right there. Tekken Tag 2 just feels way too childish. It barely has any good endings. Again, the endings are long-winded, but not interesting. 9 times out of 10. Yeah, Tekken. I just can't get into Tekken Tag 2. There's some things that are good about Tekken Tag 2, but not enough for me to even put it in C tier though. Yeah, I just didn't like Tekken Tag 2 overall. I don't completely hate it, but like I think it is better than Tekken 1 overall. It is better than Dark Depression. I mean, really, because really, I don't know. Dark Resurrection just depresses me, man. So I can't say Tekken Tag. At least Tekken Tag 2. It's harmless. It's harmless. It's it's just a fun game that doesn't require any real thought to it. It's just extra cheesy. That's all it really is. It's just, like it doesn't really do anything to where I just completely hate it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like Tekken 6 feels too serious, but Tekken Tag 2 feels too lighthearted. To where it doesn't even feel like Tekken. But that's just my opinion. Tekken 7. Now, Tekken 7, in my opinion, I hated Tekken 7 at first. I just could not get into it. I think I just didn't understand Tekken 7 when I first was playing it. But I gotta say, Tekken 7 has aged well. It has. Looking back at Tekken 7, I enjoy watching my matches in Tekken 7 now. Yeah, it's cheesy, but it's not Tekken Tag too cheesy to the point where it just feels retarded. I can stomach Tekken 7 better than Tag 2. So Tekken 7 is not going to get a D. I'll have to give it a C. I like to give it a B, actually. This is a tough one. No, I think Tekken 4 might be a little bit better. I don't think it would be fair to put it too high. Yeah, it's a little bit too bare bones. I think Tekken 4 has a little bit more to offer than Tekken 7. Yeah, I think it should go to the C tier. I don't think it's better than Tekken Tag 1. I think it's about as good as Tekken Tag 1. It's about maybe a good C plus. Like, it's fun. It's fun to the point it can be a B at times to me. But a little bit too lighthearted, a little bit too dumbed down. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it where it is. I think it's better than Tekken 6 actually. So yeah, it should be above Tekken 6. Tekken 8. Now, I was almost really in love with Tekken 8 during the honeymoon phase, but now that that's over, Tekken 8, it's still fun. It's broken, but Tekken 8, and plus I think Tekken 8 did a better job of balancing the characters out by the time we got to season 3, whereas Tekken 7 was just unbalanced trash. But I think Tekken 8 is starting to do a better job with its balancing of characters. Where should I place Tekken 8 though? Because I don't think it's going to even make it to an A. It's fun. Tekken 8 is fun. It is. But Tekken 8, I'm starting to think that Tekken 8 ain't as good as Tekken 7. Let me think about this. I don't know. Tekken 8 has an intensity that Tekken 7 doesn't have. So it is kind of better than Tekken 7. Like, I ain't gonna lie, but Tekken 8 can be a little redundant after a while, man. It's too much heat smash and rage. I don't know. And Tekken 7 has a little bit more balance than that. Tekken 7 doesn't get redundant like Tekken 8 does. That's why I might have to place it lower. I might have to put it... Yeah, I think it's more fun than Tekken 6, but... Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. Yeah, it's about a little bit worse than Tekken 7 in my opinion. Like, in some ways it's better because the character models look really good in Tekken 8. I love the way Tekken 8 looks. Like, it starts out like a B-tier game, but after like an hour or so of playing it, it really does die off on you. It really does die down on the fun. So I gotta place it in C. All right, so in the S tier we got Tekken 5 and Tekken 3. Yeah, that's about right. Now you could argue that Tekken 5 belongs, you know, at the top, above Tekken 3. But based on, in hindsight, I think Tekken 3 has aged better than all these games. But Tekken 5 definitely deserves to be in S tier. Nonetheless, A, I think Tekken 2 belongs in A, because I think Tekken 2 has, if you actually care to check out the damn game, Tekken 2 is up there. Yeah, Tekken 2 is good. You will have more fun with Tekken 2 than Tekken 4, bro. Like, oh, plus that's not even talk about that classic Kazuya stage, man. Just godlike, bro. The best Kazuya ever is Tekken 2 Kazuya, bro. And the music is just so awesome. The gameplay is just so good in Tekken 2. Yeah, B. Tekken 4 belongs in B. Yeah, I think Tekken 4, because of its innovation, and then it made the fights can go, you can break statues, break walls, and not go through walls, but you can really brawl it out in Tekken 4. Tekken 4 it deserves to be in B tier. It does. And C tier is a lot of these. A good portion of games belong in C tier for reasons I've explained. So where there's a lot of good things going on with these games, but there are some things that really suck about it, whether it could be too boring or too remedial, like Tekken 8. Or too bare bones. Which is why Tekken 4 almost got a C tier, because it's a little bit too bare bones. But Tekken 4 gives you a little bit more to offer than the games in C tier, so yeah. And then you got D tier, to where these games don't completely suck, but these are the games that you'll probably want to play least. So yeah, that's the list, y'all. Peace.